Welcome.
Bienvenidos, bienvenidas.
Willkommen.
Ahla wa sahla to breakfast together.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Günaydın. Günaydın. Günaydın, everybody.
Another episode from the interview series, and we have our guest. It's another guest. In this episode, she's currently residing in Lisbon, a beautiful place, and we're gonna soon visit here there. She's one of our friends from the Polyglot Circles, and I think we met in the Polyglot Conference first time in Budapest.
Was it there? It will depend. Asya met.
Yes. Yeah, not only this person that you've already heard for just a little bit, living in Lisbon and being a very interesting person, but also she is a start-upper. She has visited and lived in countries that are very interesting, such as Australia, France, or Kazakhstan. And she is a founder of a company and is developing her own application, linguistic application. So we are very excited to hear more about her. Sara Rudman, welcome to the studio.
Welcome. So happy to have you here.
Hello. Thank you, guys.
If you already know the voice of Sarah, of course you understood as we spoke for some time. But if you don't know about her, you'll learn more things in this episode. So tell us about yourself.
Yeah, did we mention all about you or did we skip something? Tell us about yourself.
Um, no, you got it pretty much covered, I think. Uh, Female residing in Lisbon. Yeah, you got it pretty much covered. Yeah.
So do you want to tell us a bit about because we know each other, but we haven't talked of course we don't have the time in these polyglot conferences. How the whole thing started? Like you are from Slovenia. Like a bit about your life there. Like you moved abroad first time where and in Australia or what was the case?
Yeah, so I was 18 or 19 when I decided I'm just going to go study in Australia. It was a little hard to get that spot because a lot of people applied to go there. And it was very hard to convince my parents and the people making the selection process because I was the youngest person there. But yeah, no, I got the spot. I actually worked on the grades that year just to get it. And I spent one semester in Australia. I wouldn't say the language journey started there because it's English. But afterwards, I did move to France specifically to learn French, and then to Kazakhstan specifically to learn Russian.
So that was just going there just for the language or working at the same time, like in a work or like in a project or something like that.
Well, depends on the country. So Australia, I went there just to experience something awesome, and it was.
Sorry, why
Um,
Australia? Did you have any inspiration about Australia? Like, did you, I don't know, watch a documentary as a 12-year-old, saw some kangaroos and said, one day I'm going to be there, or surfing?
I don't know. I remember it was like a crisis, 2014 or something, or 12. And I said, I want to go on an exchange program. So let's go to France. And my parents were like, look, I don't know what next year is going to look like. Crisis, of course. And so they said, just go for the best option that you want to go to. So Australia was the best one. I mean, I'm based out of Europe. I can go to France anytime. I cannot go to Australia just on a
Sure.
whim.
That's true. Okay.
That's a good way of thinking, actually.
Yeah. So Australia as an idea, and then the next one was France and Kazakhstan just for learning a language, right?
Well, Kazakhstan was more of well, of course, Russian. I wanted to learn Russian. But then I really wanted to travel in Central Asia. For the same reason as I went to Australia, I was like, I'm never going to have this time in my life to just go to this region where business will never take me for
Yeah.
sure. So I have to do it now. It was like an obligation to myself as a traveler to go there. It's a very vast space. So again, you cannot just go on a whim for like a week to Kazakhstan. It's too big to cover.
And I guess you don't speak Kazakh or you haven't learned any Kazakh.
You know what? I actually fell in love with Kazakh a few months
Okay.
in Kazakhstan, but I didn't learn it. I'm just listening to a bunch of Kazakh songs.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the languages on the list, one of many.
Okay. Okay. And were you
That's a
based
nice
in
one.
Astana or?
I was based in Almaty, so the biggest city on the
The
south.
best city, in my opinion. I lived there for a short
You've been
while.
Aga?
Think, yeah, yeah. I lived in Astana, Almaty, and Aktau, but Almaty is definitely my favorite. I really like that place. Nice,
Very
dynamic
cool.
city.
I've been to Akau as well.
Yeah, Aktau is an interesting place, I'd say. But Almaty definitely bought me. I would go back. I mean the kind the you know that I don't know if you visited 20 minutes away from the city there is this big Almaty lake in the mountains with this super nice turquoise water. It's called Большое Almatинское озеро, a very mysterious name in Russian.
Actually, no, I haven't gone to that lake. I tried to several times, but I went to all of the nearby lakes there.
Yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful
is
area,
that is that
beautiful geography.
Kolsai? Is that Kolsai that you're talking about, Asia?
No, it's called just BAO. BAO. Большое Almatинское озеро is like from abbreviation. They just call it
Okay.
BAO. And apparently it's the lake in the mountains and it actually looks like Switzerland postcard. And they don't allow anyone to come close because this water is used also for drinking purposes. Um,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it's just this really beautiful spot. I was surprised that it's so close to the city. It's just like 20 minutes by bus or something like this. But yeah, they had Shimbulak, this very nice ski resort. But anyway, how did you find Russian in general? In the sense that was it something like? Do you think, for example, Slovenian background helped you with Russian at all, or there was no connection and you had to sort of crawl in the beginning and then start walking? Do you know what I mean? Just like
Yeah, no, as a Slavic speaker, it's much easier. I actually Slovene helped a bit, but I've been speaking Croatian, Serbian Croatian since childhood, so that one really helped much more. And then actually happened that 2 years after Kazakhstan, I could not speak Croatian, Serbo-Croatian anymore. It like ate up
yeah,
that language. So
yeah.
that was the starting point. I would basically turned it from like može to možna, and then I couldn't do it back.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I know something about battles of languages.
What's the case with Croatian? Because I've Serbo-Croatian, I guess. I know that the Croatian is closer to, or maybe like a specific dialect is closer to Slovene, where Serbian is a bit more is in the same South language group of the languages, but it's not so close. So, what can you tell me a bit more about how you learned Croatian, or like why you were speaking with your family, friends, or what's the case?
Oh, so if you've ever had a Slovenian friend, you might know that during the summer we all migrate to Croatia
Okay.
for 1 2 weeks, several times a year, like in the summer. So I would grow up every summer there on an island or something, and I would just hang out with the local kids. I had a crush on a Croatian guy once as well.
That works the
Um,
best.
while I was a child, 6 years old.
Double best
Yeah, no, that's
because
how I
kids are
met.
picking up very quick.
Did that answer your question though?
Yeah. I mean, because you mentioned like that you speak from the early years, like from early stage of your life. So I was wondering, like, I guess it's also like your neighbors, but a lot of people also speak Italian, I guess, when they are living in Slovenia, since it's like also borders with Italy.
Uh, I would say no. I mean, yes, the part that borders with Italy, they do speak a lot of Italian, but generally the Slovenes don't speak because it's a distant language.
Yeah,
Um, Even Croatian, my generation doesn't speak it necessarily. It would be my parents' generation that were a part of Yugoslavia.
yeah.
And then, yeah, the kids today and myself, we speak it because we go to Croatia and because the music from Croatia, Serbia, and Bosnia is very popular.
Yeah.
It's like how Spanish songs are very popular worldwide. It's the Croatians there.
Uh huh. Nice.
I didn't even know about this. Very interesting.
Yeah. Since we are talking about the languages, and one interesting fact that I was reading information about Slovene, it's true that there is like a lot of dialects, and there is like some kind of common Slovenian language that is spoken in the education in schools or TV and everything. But I've heard that there's like a lot of small different dialects, which I don't know how much true is, and that's why I want to ask you, if one, let's say, person from that speaks like a local dialect speaks with another one, there is a case that they might not understand each other. Is that true or no?
It is true for a particular region or two in Slovenia, but I would say the thing that is even more pronounced. So the dialects, I don't think are such a big problem, except for two regions. It's the accents. Every village has its own accent. It's incredible. I live 20 minutes outside of Ljubljana. So when I went to high school of Ljubljana, people would make fun of my accent. It's the stupid accent of Slovenia. You know, like when you have a TV show, the drunk guy, the stupid one is portrayed with my accent.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So you were kind of bullied about your accent in Slovenian. And that's 20 minutes outside of
Yes.
Ljubljana. Interesting. Yeah. So you speak like your local like dialect, but also the common Slovene language, or is that not the case?
No, I would say this dialect is very much a standard Slovene as well. It's just the accent is quite strong. Even my name, Sara, would be Sara, like something like that in another region. To 20 minutes away from Ljubljana, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite incredible, actually. But I mean, I don't. I think I should. This is another reason to visit Slovenia, just to see as well. Try to listen to it. I don't think I would hear it at first, but at least knowing this would make me, my radar, my listening radar, sort of more in shape to try to catch those differences. I wanted to ask you actually about your, because I know that you've studied quite a bit, and you seem to have this mentality of grabbing the opportunity when it comes. So with France, we understood that you went there as well for the exchange program, right? Is that correct? And the Kazakhstan too.
Yes.
How
Yes.
about, like, yeah, how about other languages that you're planning to learn? Because now you are in the workforce, there are no more exchange programs, but there's surely some other opportunities to learn. What are the languages that you're planning to learn, and maybe why? Like, that would be interesting to know.
Yeah. So I would say uh, I've been cheating on human languages with computer languages. So I've started to learn a language called C.
Why are
But
you doing that in your life now?
it just kind of came up.
Yeah.
There was a
No, it's
school.
actually it's one of the best languages to learn if you want to really like do a lot of stuff, but it's not that used as like other programming languages. It's
Yeah,
used not for the base of the things, but not so used. But let's go back to languages we learn here. Yeah.
I don't use C anymore. I learned it, but now it's other stuff. Yeah, no, the other languages that I've been into have been like Hindi and Persian. Um, Actually, mainly those two lately. I've also had German in school. There was once a free Spanish class that I took as well. Um, yeah, and it's a lot of it are just kind of like
Would you say something in particular? Yeah. Would you say something in particular sparkles that interest? Like, do you see the pattern in yourself? Like, what is most attractive for you? Is it like a person you meet, and maybe that person is so interesting you get like to talk, or is it maybe some kind of a movie you watch and then you're like, oh my god, I need to know more about that culture, so I learned the language? Is it the travel? Like, do you have a pattern for yourself that oh my god, okay, I'm hooked now?
yeah. I think there's two. First is phonetics, actually. The French phonetics is like my first foreign language after English was interesting. And then Russian sounded super cute. And then Farsi, for instance, they have this like rhythm in their language. Like every consonant is followed by a vowel, so it creates that rhythm. and they have this aw sound that sounds so beautiful. It's in
Horesh
Turkish as well.
sabzi, horesh sabzi. Yeah, yeah, that's a.
Oh.
And then yeah, and then in Hindi, I like the respiratory sounds like the, um, and yeah, I think that's one. And then the second one would be, of course, like the effect you have on the when you travel on the people, and like how they just open their hearts whenever you start. I mean, just making like a small effort in their language. Um, Usually, they're very impressed. Apart from like France.
An interesting fact, actually, two things here. I think we didn't mention the six languages that you speak already. So, if you want, you can say to people here what your language is. And
Oh, okay. Would be Slovene, Serbo-Croatian, English, French, Portuguese, Russian.
perfect. And another factor that I wanted to mention here is like I think we mentioned that before as well, but in the polyglot conferences or the gatherings, normally you don't speak English. Yes, we speak when there is like maybe after 2 3 days when the brain is tired and we use the default language, but normally we speak Spanish. And Sarah is one of the people when she joins us, we always have to switch here and Joshua. So it's like one of those people that you kind of not hate, but you say like, "Oh, why? No, 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 I'm kidding."
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you thought that about me.
I don't want to know what they think
No.
about me then.
No, no. It's funny because this happens when like everybody is like the common language. For me, like the Spanish is what English is for the business world or the rest of the world for a language event. But I was just joking, of course. We haven't. I think we haven't spoken any of the other languages that you speak. My French is pretty crap, so maybe next time it will be better.
Sarah can help you out with French when you guys meet next time.
There you go. But you can also reply in Spanish because I do understand, kind of,
Okay,
the
okay,
Portuguese.
okay. So next time we're gonna continue speaking Spanish instead of switching to English.
Yeah, yeah. Don't switch. I'll just reply in Portuguese. Hopefully, you understand.
Uh, which yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Which comes to the question about Portuguese. Do you want to tell us a bit more about Lisbon? What was the idea? How was like the idea born and you moved there? I know there's like a lot of tech people moving to Lisbon, and I think especially after Corona, where they lowered down the taxes or they opened up the country during Corona. Something like that happened, and it got a lot of attention, especially Spain and Portugal.
Yeah, I think like during COVID, everyone started working remotely, and Lisbon has the largest number of sunny days in Europe. And I think that for some time they didn't have a tax on crypto, and they also had like a special a regiment for foreigners that they would only pay like a 20% flat fee on their income tax, which is nice if you make a lot of money. But that's not the reason I came. I didn't make that much. No,
spill
I
the
came
beans,
because
Danny. Spill the beans.
means I came for because my ex got a job there, so we just came together, and then I stayed, and I'm gonna stay now.
Okay. Sorry to bring up this story if it's sad or not.
C'est la
Yeah.
vie,
Okay.
as
Cool.
they say.
And how do you find like in general like Portuguese people? Do you integrate well with the culture? Do you find like differences between the culture that you were grown up, like the culture that you met in countries like France, Kazakhstan, Australia? How do
Yeah,
you?
I would say the funny thing is like a lot of people expect the Portuguese to be very much like Spanish, which is not the case.
No.
Yep.
Especially Portuguese Portugal.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I would say they're much more closed off, and it's actually it's hard to make friends as an adult, but then like being a foreigner in Portugal makes it a bit harder as well. So I do have a lot of guy friends, but I don't have a lot of girlfriends, and that's also kind of like the case that a lot of people experience here, or they have more Brazilian friends. I also tend to, I mean, I'm ashamed of this, but I tend to like switch to English a lot of times, just because I cannot make jokes in Portuguese at present. So
Mm.
I it's, maybe creates a barrier. So it's my own fault. But yeah, no, the cultures are, it's a European culture, so quite similar. Even if you go to Slovenia, you'll have difficulty making friends. We're closed off a little bit, um, but generally people are very nice.
I think the sunny days are the trick. At least that's how I would feel.
That's what would bring you to Lisbon.
Oh, it could definitely. Yeah.
That's the idea. Yes, so like to go to the south and escape a bit the gloomy weather of, I don't know. I believe in Berlin, so as probably you know, it's super gloomy here. Not right now, but in general during the year. But yeah, I think because you mentioned that people are a bit compared to other European, southern European countries, especially Spain and Greece, which I come from, and Italy. I think Portuguese, in my experience, again, I haven't lived there, so I don't know. But from the people that I know, they're a bit more introverts than compared to like loud Spanish, Greek, Malacca. Sorry for these vulgarities. People. So you know, like when you go outside, it's like we are loud. We just talk. We like to talk out loud. So how is the case there? It's I feel it's a bit different. It's like it's kind of they're like Latin, but they're not. You know.
Yeah, like it's like Latin but French, um, they're not like French, but that's kind of how I like to just like decouple
Yeah.
them from the Southern Europeans. So they're Latin as much as French are the Latin. But yeah, generally like very nice people. It's just hard to get in the group.
Did you have any funny experiences, or funny or like notable stories? And if you don't have any for Portugal, can you think about any of the other countries? Like specifically, what I'm trying to look for is some cultural funny stories, because when you travel, 100% you're gonna have something super awkward that you will remember it in the end of your life, I guess.
There's a bunch. Uh,
Choose one that is appropriate for it to
Yes.
place.
okay, this one's like very fascinating to me because you need to live there to actually experience this. But you know how in Europe, when you're sick, you blow your nose. Why? Because you need to
Yeah.
get the bad stuff out. And you go on the street, blow your nose, whatever. In Kazakhstan, you do not do it in public. It's considered as bad as farting in public in Europe. And I
Oops.
didn't know that. And I was just like blowing my nose during the class. I was like, and it's minus 20 there for like 5 months straight. And I didn't even wear a hat. I was like, oh, I don't need a hat. Anyway, I was sick all the time. I was blowing my nose. I went on a date where I blew my nose, and I remember the guy just looking at me like this, like disgusted at me. At one point, I was talking to my friend at the canteen, and I had to blow my nose. And then, like, there's some girls at the next table that started like yelling at me. And then I was like, "Whoa!" I finally, and also my roommate, she would not blow her nose in front of me. She would go to the bathroom to do it.
Wow. Okay.
So then I started actually, when I was traveling around Asia, I started asking every country, so can I blow my nose in public? And I made it up to Georgia when they said no.
Okay. That's
So like
Wow.
closer to Europe. Yeah.
Good to know. This is a good tip.
How about in Turkey?
Oh, I don't think it's a big problem though. You can do it. I don't see though as many. I've never I've never like seen anyone being super awkward about this, but also it's not maybe as noticeable because again, the climate, at least where I live at the moment, people don't get with that sickness as often. In Turkey, the most common problem is not the flu or cold. The most problem is ay tansiyonum düştü. It means my heartbeat has gone down and I feel weak. This is the most common thing when you work, for example, with people in, let's say, I was working as a teacher in a school. It's not the cold and the flu that was taking people down. It was that tension, in the sense that heartbeat that people would be complaining about. And every second day where somebody was like, oh, I need to lie down, I need to go home, my pulse is very low. And I'm like, is that even a thing?
That's funny.
So with the nose it's fine,
Is it,
yeah.
is it weather related? You know how in Europe we complain, oh, the air
I think
pressure or
so.
something.
I definitely think so. And it's at least it's a very central European thing to have colds, flu, and a constant weather discussions and weather problems. This is like so much Slavic problem, I guess, as well. Not only, of course, but very much. Anyway, I have a question, of course. Because, Sarah, you're a very interesting person to me. People that combine the tech background of their job, like Dimi, for example, or Joshua, or Sarah, you, or we had Christina the other time for the interview, and also she has a very different professional background. So people that combine professional background very different from their hobby as a languages, I'm always very curious what or is there and what is the connection between, for example, such tech background and the language learning, and is there um, anything that helps you to, let's say, crack languages? Like you said, you're fascinated by phonetics, but is it also something that helps you? Is it intertwined at all, or it's just it coexists together and that's just what it is?
I think computer languages and human languages do have grammar in common, which I really enjoy actually. So, in addition to phonetics, um, I enjoyed that when I was doing the programming languages, and I also enjoyed math growing up. So, combining the two seemed like a really cool idea. Um, so, it actually helped, I would say, or at least my passion for grammar helped. Um, but outside of that, I don't see a connection. I think it's just like we're all kind of curious, or a lot of people that you've met in the community are curious and like to learn. So it's not surprising that they would just like to learn another random thing. It's like learning languages is a bit random, isn't it? And like going after, I don't know, learning Turkish, Asya, for instance, is a bit random.
Right.
And then you might as well like learn some tap dancing while at it. I don't know.
Yeah, why not? But I see the connection though, and I wanted to ask you about this super exciting news, I believe. I haven't known this about you, but just recently you've built your own linguistical app. Is that correct?
Yay!
Tell us a bit more about it.
Yay! Tell us more? Tell us more about it.
Okay, okay. So I don't know when this is released, but the app is coming out in November. We've been developing it with a buddy of mine over the last year, and it's gonna basically take gamified learning to the next level by monetizing it. So you'll be able to also make some money while learning the language. You'll be
Nice.
able to gather points that we will actually you'll have to watch some ads here and there, unfortunately, but then those points can be converted into some cash.
Oh, okay. Tell us more. Tell us more.
How that's gonna work?
Yeah, yeah. What's the idea behind that?
Well, it's just that I've noticed that there's a lot of it's called like play to earn games out there, where you just like you play Tetris or something and you watch an ad before it and then you get some points and you convert it into Bitcoin. And just that the fact that you've made 1 or 2 cents, it releases a bunch of dopamine, and a lot of people are so motivated just to do it, and they spend hours just playing that game just to make those 5 cents. So the target market here is more like youngsters that have a bunch of time on their hands, and they might want to learn to earn, invest the money or time in that. Yeah, and it's going to be completely free. You're not going to learn a lot, but it's going to be a few cents here and there. So yeah, I would like to have like stories at the end of the year that says, "Oh, I learned Spanish and I got like 20 euros out as well," or something. That'd be cool.
Nice. Oh, we should definitely try that. I'm down for that, and I kind of feel that yeah, I've noticed this in different applications. Like in general, human brain works. It works way better when you do something and you achieve something in short, like in a short, let's say, time frame, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I think a lot of people, apart from us language learners, we spend a lot of time on learning. Maybe talking about myself, but I think that everybody's doing that from our circles. People that they want to learn a language, but they're not sure, and they just want to get maybe the bits and bytes of the language. They will definitely try that. So that's an interesting application.
Yeah,
It's a really good idea.
cool. Well, it's called Lingudi, and fingers crossed it works.
Nice, nice. Yep.
Congratulations in general. I
We
think it's a yeah, it's superb to hear that something like this is growing up as well. A product.
yep.
Exciting.
And it's your own baby, right? You're so motivated and worked on an idea that is your idea.
It is nice. It's nice. Yeah.
Nice, nice, cool. I think for the end of the interview, we normally we do some we have some bonus questions, and I want you to we will ask you, and I want you to reply as fast as you can. Of course, take your time, but I want you to reply the first thing that you have in your head. Okay, so let's start. Favorite country for food, people, and the language.
Georgia for food, the Tajikistan for people, Iran for language.
Wow. Okay. So I see
Very
the
nice.
pattern there, like in the region, right? Okay.
Yeah. And speaking of which, I'm curious if that's going to be indifferent. If you had to live in one country and that would be Portugal or Slovenia, something completely different, what country would that be?
Georgia.
Okay.
We see the pattern again.
Yeah, yeah. I bet you really like also the what is this typical dish with the egg and
Coriander. She
the
likes the coriander. Then that means that she likes the
Oh,
coriander.
I don't know what that means, but I like the coriander.
Because
what
in
about
Georgia
yeah? Tell
they
us a bit more about Georgia.
yeah, yeah, why Georgia? Like did you what's the connection?
I've been there like 3 times, and every time I go, I just my love deepens. It's I don't know, like with the food, I always gain 2, 3 kilos, so that's why it's the food. And even though it's quite touristy already,
Khachapuri is difficult to reject.
yeah. Oh, my favorite one is the one when they
Hmm.
do the eggplant and they covered it with nut sauce and put some pomegranate seeds on
Yeah,
it.
I don't remember.
So good.
Wait, how is it called? It's something. I know what you mean because I absolutely love it. It's so good.
Yeah, yeah, I will not remember either. No, and then like I mean, it's a touristy country at this point, but you can still have like very genuine experiences there. It's not overly saturated, and okay, it's beautiful, like the nature, the sights, very diverse. Really good cheese as well. Okay, so back to
Oh yeah,
food, and then Tbilisi is very
that's good enough.
charming.
is
Yeah,
it?
and then,
Is,
oh,
oh,
go
sorry. Go
ahead.
for it. No, no, no. Go ahead.
No, like in Tbilisi, it has like a waterfall at the center of the city. And yeah, the language is weird and very difficult. I'm never gonna learn it. And they have their own special dance. And I don't know. Have you guys been there?
No, never.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So as you know, you okay.
I visited Georgia. It was yeah, because it's it's kind of Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. That region is kind of this oriental region that is available for the countries, especially from post-Soviet countries. So I visited Georgia actually right after the university, and I fell in love with the food and the nature. I will never forget the mountains in there. I just literally thought that it's like a scenic decoration, that it's not true. You cannot have just this beautiful Kazbegi mountain for 5,000 meters right there in front of you. Like it just looks so surreal. Yeah, a very small but interesting country with a very old culture and a language that is so old. I guess Georgian alphabet is like one of the oldest alphabets in the world or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
No, 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 no. It's not.
It's not.
Is it?
I'm not quite sure.
No, I thought it would. They basically invented it. Like I think the Armenians make fun
Yeah, because Armenian
of the
is
Georgian
older.
alphabet. Yeah, yeah. So basically, apparently the Georgians gave to the Armenians, and it's like, hey, we want an alphabet. So the Armenian king or whoever he was, he like threw lap noodles in the wall and says, "Here you go."
That's why there's so
I don't think it's
many.
that old
That's
though.
why there's so many like round twists in the letters. No.
For me, it's like it reminds me the script from the Lord of the Rings, and that's fascinating. I love it, but it's I guess it's difficult to read. But I mean, yeah,
No, not really. It's very phonetic.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
kind of like Cyrillic, I think.
yeah. Never been to this area, but I would like to visit at some point Georgia, Armenia, and then probably do all the stunts, like start from one side. But my Russian is still not a good level, so need to work on my Russian, and then
Jimmy, when we're at the polyglot gathering and I'm talking to my friends in Russian, and you come, and then that's this one person that doesn't speak Russian, so we have to switch to
okay,
English.
yeah, sorry. So next time I'm gonna come and participate in Russian.
Sorry, I just had to give it back to you.
Cool, cool.
Are there any final words, Sarah? Yeah, any final words, any advice maybe to anyone who is into languages or into starting their life in a new country, since we're all experts, all learning in our own way?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a student and going to live abroad, I think you're going to have a great time. If you're an adult, you better be extroverted for the first year or two. And I would say don't make friends that are other expats or international friends because they will leave after 2 years. Get local friends. That would be my advice.
That's a wise advice. I really like that. Yes, it's true, and that's the pain when you're expat, when you see friends or people that you met or had some good time and they just leave and you stay there. Really painful.
Anyway, it was a great chat, Sarah. Thank you very much for joining us today. And yeah, we hope the audience enjoyed as well. If you have any questions, we're going to be linking down below Sarah's Instagram profile, and you can find her app or just message her directly if you want to ask anything.
It was really nice to have you here. It was an interesting talk, and we see each other pretty soon, I would say.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, guys. And it was nice to catch up and see you guys again.
Have a good one. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.